Tonight's special guest here in studio was called on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to Provo, Utah. Now, he's on another mission in Provo to help BYU contend for its first ever Big 12 championship. Please welcome into Studio C, a defensive tackle from Mission Viejo, California, number 57, Keanu Tanuvasa. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, tell us where you were born and raised.
So I was born and raised in the Inland Empire, California. Spent some time in Mission Viejo, California for my high school years, and then served my mission out here, and I'm back home.
Yes, you did serve a mission before starting your college career. Had you always planned on serving, and what would you like to share about your missionary experience?
Yeah, I think I had a lot of wonderful people that set the pathway before me, speaking of my siblings. And so I always wanted to serve just because I saw what it did for them, their transformative journey on the mission. And kind of just what that added was that special direct connection to the Savior. When I didn't have my family there, and you find yourself alone on those days on the mission field, just ultimately relying completely on Him is the greatest journey that I've been on, and eternally grateful for that time.
What did you feel about your mission destination when you opened the call?
So there's a funny story. Initially, when I opened it, I read Provo, and it was the Provo MTC, and then I continued and it said Canada. I later found out in the MTC, the online MTC, because of COVID, that it was actually Provo, and so I really found that God was a God of humor. And I was completely shocked. I didn't want to be here, and the Lord found His way to me. And I've just fell in love with the people of Provo, and I'm so blessed to be back here with them.
So he was serving in Provo at a time he wasn't committed to play football in Provo.
That's right, and he taught my son and baptized my son on his mission. I had the great idea of letting my kids decide when they want to get baptized, and my son, for some reason, wouldn't do it, and he was 11 years old now. And my wife was like, "Hey, you got to figure something out." And we just prayed about it, and then in walks Elder Tanuvasa, and my son connected with him, and the rest is history, man. So there's a lot of great connections here. He's an answer to a lot of my prayers.
And you already knew about this guy when you saw the name pop up.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's hard to miss the name of someone who was recruiting you for 4 years in high school.
So let's go back 6 years then, when you were deciding where to play college football out of high school. Your dad played at Utah, right?
Yes, sir.
Mid-90s, Sean. And that's where you chose to start your career.
Yes, sir.
Why was it the right choice for you then?
It was the right choice for me because it was a personal spiritual journey of development. And within that was my own understanding and connection to the Lord, that's where He wanted me at that time, to learn from those amazing individuals and to develop within that program to find more of myself. And I think that's the amazing thing, is I wouldn't have my journey any other way. I'm grateful for the stop that I had at the University of Utah and the development that was there. And I definitely find it as God's divine plan that I am where I am today.
Yeah, you had those years at Utah, including a red shirt. BYU wasn't the place for you then, 6 years ago, but it is now. What were the things that happened in your life and within the BYU football program at the same time that kind of made this the place to be to end your college career?
I think I've recognized that what makes BYU the place for me is the transformative love. The lessons that are had here kind of supersede and extend beyond the game of football. And that's a huge blessing to me, to be a part of, and a recognition of something that I want for not just me, but for my future development of my family, of my wife, and of my future kids. And so BYU has helped me in the recognition of my transfer process. I recognize their love and the culture of staying humble, remaining hungry to constantly learn, but ultimately the love for things of the greatest worth. And the prioritizement of that here at BYU has just been magnificent to be a part of.
And Kalani, how was it for you to have Keanu kind of reopen the door to BYU and to you?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a no-brainer. The football part, you have to understand that's why everybody was. I mean, you can look at all the teams, the top 10 teams, they all wanted him when he was in the portal, and everybody recruited him out of high school too because they could see what he could do on the field. But it was off the field that really I was interested in the most, and the opportunities that he would have here, and you know, in such a short amount of time, to come in and in just a matter of months, be selected as a captain by his teammates, and they respond really well to him, and he's still trying to figure some things out. I mean, you know, we were just talking about it. He felt like he could have done better in the game, done some things differently, and I'm like, well, you graded out probably the most disruptive D tackle in the country, so if he's saying he can do better than that, I'm like, yeah, Keanu, try to find a way to do a bit more. You know what I mean? So, but that's just what he does naturally, and so people are drawn to him, and he and his wife are a power couple. They belong here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. The football stuff, I know he'll do great at it. I'm excited to see what happens with him and how he serves the community and the people as a, you know, other than just a football player.
Before the break, Keanu, how embraced do you feel by Cougar Nation? And then how do you describe what I'll call the Kalani culture and the brotherhood at BYU?
I feel, and I think this is one of the greatest compliments that I can give, I feel at home. And I think that's what the Cougar Nation has blessed me to feel, as I feel welcomed, I feel free to be myself. I think that's the highest capacity of love that you can have, is the ability to feel like you can be yourself, and you can just feel free while doing it. And that's what the people here have blessed me to be and to feel like. And I think you said the Kalani culture, that culture is, again, I would use the word because I use it all the time in our meetings. I use it with my coach, my position coach, and it's a transformative love, one that transcends what we do. It's more about how we do it. It's more about how I'm becoming within the process. It's amazing to win reps. It's amazing to get the sack and the big play. It's even greater to develop in the how I'm doing it, to develop and to stay committed to the process of it. And that's what Kalani's culture is, and what I'm extremely blessed to be a part of.
I'm going to squeeze in one quick question before the break then. What do you think the potential is for this 2025 BYU football team?
I wouldn't give it any certain title, because I think it supersedes the understanding of myself, and I would speak for Coach, and I think it supersedes his. It's just becoming our best, and like he said, finding ways to do even better each week. It was an amazing win to go 69-0 against Portland State, but it's something that doesn't have to be done just one week. I believe it can be done every week, and hopefully for 14, 15 games of the season.